Okay. All right, Jeff. What's good with you, man?
What's going on, man?
We exchanged pleasantries before you came in, but just want to introduce you properly, Jeff Jones. You know what I mean? Musical transcendentness. That's what they was calling Lonzo. So you the future transcendent musician. That's what I expect from you.
I'm trying to be.
You could do it, man. You could do it.
Yeah.
You've been at it for a minute.
Yeah, 4 years, 4.5 years.
Not like a decade or nothing like that, but you've been.
Not out here like that.
Yeah, that just means you just paying your dues right now. That's what they call it when in wrestling and shit like that. Yeah. You paying your dues, getting out all the small shit. Then you gonna get your break, bro.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm waiting for, man. It's a different game now, so it's not just meeting the right people and then blowing up. It's really based on your work ethic. So.
Yeah, I hear you. So what going in your work ethic? Like what you do differently than other people, or how you do it? Like to get your stuff out there and what you do to
Honestly, I'm not looking for to be like no one hit wonder or nothing.
Yeah.
It's like if I'm not recording that day, I'm writing that day. If I'm not writing or recording, I'm looking for videos and trying to set this and that up. I'm looking for sponsors. Doing podcasts. I'm doing everything I can do every day to keep it going. Because if I'm gonna work for somebody else and help their dream, gotta work for mine that day too. So
I feel that, man. Yeah. That's what's up. I seen on your Facebook the other day you was talking about how if my raps ain't talking about just drugs and sex, man, and all the normalcies and all that.
I mean, more power to them to do that, if that worked for you.
Right. No, yeah.
Do what you gotta do, but that's not me.
I mean, I think we all still appreciate that in some way, but none of us, that's my fault. Disrespectful. My fault. I don't think any of us think that that's reality though. Like people really out here doing that. I think rap has evolved, you know what I mean? That's what I feel about rap. It's no longer just, the 50 Cents or the NWAs or, you know what I mean, the real hardcore rappers that's actually doing what they talking about, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, some of them is, you see them going to prison and murder and all this, and they didn't just rap about it, so they really telling on themselves, but, that's none of my business.
Yeah. Oh, no. I mean, it still definitely happened, but I think rap has evolved to where, you know what I mean, that we want more substance now as listeners and buyers and consumers of music than to just, you know what I mean, get a good beat and then to hear somebody say some crazy stuff, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like professional wrestling, we wait now for dudes to bleed or for them to say some crazy off the wall stuff. So you say, oh, is that real? You know what I mean? So I hear that. Yeah. But I like the J. Cole's of the world and stuff like that. I appreciate the thoughtful rap, because that means you putting your time and heart into it.
It's necessary, man. I mean, if everybody rap about the same thing, you ain't gonna need new rappers.
I like that thinking, bro. I like that thinking, because I think a lot of people confuse with that's another reason why I'm doing this, because I'm a fan of all y'all. I'm just a fan of people. So whenever y'all putting y'all talents and y'all gifts, you know what I mean, in action, that's right on, bro, because it's people like me that just like to watch that type of stuff or see y'all, man. I'm everybody that's that you know what I mean, that I'm connected to in some way, or even if I'm just picking up, I like to give everybody a good chance and listen, you know what I mean, because sometimes, you know what I mean, that person changed the world,
right?
Kim Kardashian, you know what I mean, I was watching a podcast myself the other day, you know what I mean, what she doing now compared to how she got in the game of everybody knowing her, you know what I mean? They had money, but didn't nobody know her like that until all that stuff happened in the mid 2000s, early 2000s. So you never know what could happen 10 years down the line. That's what I'm saying. Like right now, you just paying your dues, bro. You still young. I hear that from a lot of old heads and OGs, man. Like we still real young.
Sometimes I don't feel like it though. You wake up with them knee pains and back be on 10, all that.
You got that too?
Oh yeah,
Bruh, see, because I thought it was just a me thing because I was a big dude and I stopped doing all the physical stuff that I used to. And we ain't, all of us ain't been playing hooping. So I just thought it was a big dude thing. But it's happening to you too?
See, I tried to play basketball yesterday with some teenagers. We got about 4 games in. I started going down. They still running strong. I'm like, man.
Don't they though?
They walk off the court, no problem. They probably woke up today fine.
Bro. They got Energizer packs.
Oh yeah, never ending.
Rechargeable. They just come in that mug. It's like a PS4 controller. You know what I mean? That mug just go for hours.
Yeah. I wish I still had that. I don't know.
I mean, hey, listen. Once you get the music thing going, then you can get like Wiz Khalifa and start doing MMA training and start getting, you know what I mean, getting in the gym more. Next thing you know, you're gonna be dunking on dudes like it's 2005 again, Jeff. Keep hope alive.
I hope for it. We can get it back.
I feel
we can get it back. If you had it, you can get it back.
Oh yeah. I mean, it ain't too late now because it ain't like you 40 or nothing like that. And even then, you know what I mean, at that age when you take care of yourself, it's a lot of those cats out there that still, you know what I mean, yeah. He said he could dunk forever, dang near.
He's still hooping. Yeah. He said he still got a 40.
Yeah.
That's something.
Man.
I wish.
He said he got one more year left in him. That's gonna be a rough one when he go. I feel like
that's the end though. He the last one. So, Tony Parker retiring, Vince retiring, Wade just retired.
Dirk,
yeah. All the.
I'm gonna say I don't think it's anybody left that wasn't in the 07, 05 draft somewhere in there. I don't think it's anybody left like before then. You know what I'm saying?
I think honestly, besides them cats that retired recently, LeBron, one of the older people.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying though. Him crazy. And maybe Kyle Korver.
And we just seen their whole careers. You know what I mean? So.
Hey, I seen something today. Who was it? R.J. Barrett. He was 3 years old when LeBron James entered the draft.
Oh, that's.
He was born in 2000. We heard was like what? Like I ain't even 30 yet. I was like, right, man. I've been, whenever D-Wade was retiring, I saw all those, those clips on Instagram and all that of like when he entered the draft in his first rookie year. I was like, man, you was a bad boy. You still is, but
oh yeah, he was something else, man. He went out like a boss though, 30-point triple-double.
Man,
you can't really beat that.
See. I told you, didn't I tell you he was going to do something big? You was like, well, he scored 50 like Kobe. I was like, hey. He said he ain't want to. He said he wanted to get that triple-double.
Well, end of that game, he was looking a little gassed, though. I ain't gonna
lie. See, look, hold on now.
He was looking a little gassed.
See what I mean? This is why he had to go.
He put the rest of his career in that game.
This is why he had to go, man. Look, y'all see it live. Look, Jeff just straight.
I'm just saying, man.
Y'all got to stop disrespecting him. Now it's time that we put him above. We exalt him above Kobe.
I don't know.
And then we can soon put him ahead of Jordan and just call that a day.
I put him in top 3 shooting guard.
Yeah. Respectfully to everybody else to appease y'all, I'll say he third. But in my heart, he number 1. He a GOAT. Bad. You know how Shannon be wearing them GOAT masks.
Oh, man. Him and his LeBron. I don't know. It might be related down the line.
Bruh. That LeBron love he got is too real.
Oh yeah, he's his biggest fan.
Man. I'm trying to think who Rich Paul, probably his biggest fan.
He up there, but man. Shannon like LeBron don't do no wrong.
I'm trying. I love Uncle Shay, but listen to me. I done told her when he trying to go, when he got a certain topic he trying to push, he don't be seeing no wrong in some people. And I just be like, hold up now.
Ain't no conversation.
Right.
Yeah, he the GOAT and nothing else matters. Yeah.
Man, I can't get on that train. We all seen the footage of Jordan.
Oh yeah.
I can't even entertain that until listen.
I mean, there's some of us old enough that we seen Jordan play. We seen Kobe play. We seen Bron. We seen all these people throughout the years. We still remember, So
We gotta keep that alive, bro.
Oh yeah.
This young school coming in, they think
Steph the GOAT now.
They think Jordan just a cry face. He just a meme, bro. He a meme. He the author and creator of the Jordans. That's it.
That's about it.
That's it. You know what I mean? And that's not it. Damn it. That's not it, Jeff. You know it's not it. We need this. We need to keep this going, man. We can't let it end with Steph and LeBron.
That's kind of how it go though, because you know people are age. We don't talk about Magic and Bird like that.
Hold on, now. I talk about Bill Russell. That's my homie now.
I mean, he got enough
not my
rings.
homie.
He gonna last forever. Though.
Man, Jeff. I'll be looking at the black and white footage of him, and I just be like, I don't even know. If he had the body of some of these cats, he would destroy the league.
Oh yeah, he was only 6'9". That's crazy, playing center.
I mean,
it was different league.
Yeah, it was 12. Yeah, it was 12 teams. It was different pace.
Will was doing 50 a game.
Right.
Yeah, so I understand.
Let's not go there. We're gonna have a lot of.
He ain't get no rings with them 50 a game.
Right. You know, well,
we ain't gonna talk about that.
He got what? Didn't he get? I thought he got a couple.
Not till he was
right.
Was that reduced role?
Yeah.
Not when he was
the star. Right. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Bro, I gotta ask you one question. Why you be trolling the people on the intranet about Eminem? I gotta know.
All right.
Jeff, I
what
gotta
I say
know
about Eminem, his legacy is great. His sales and his lyricism is undeniable. Of course, you can't. Right. You look at numbers, you can't deny numbers.
That's true.
But why I don't say he's the GOAT is because I don't think he is as relatable as some of the other artists we've come across.
Right.
So that's my biggest thing. People take it and go a little far with it. They assume that I'm just straight
I don't like that. Yeah.
You know, I never said he was trash. I never said that.
But that's the thing I think it's not even just rap or anything, but it's certain all-time greats out there that people feel like should automatically have this spot, and if you disagree, you a hater or you a this or that, and it's just like we gotta understand anything outside of this, you know what I mean, your family, what you do in your house, and you know what I mean, your loved ones and all that stuff. Everything else is subjective.
Yeah, it's just talk, it's opinions.
Right,
it's
exactly,
opinions.
Just opinions. So
right,
whenever you got a mass group, this is my thing with the Eminem thing. I feel like my whole thing is, if he was black, would he get that same type of love?
No. There's people,
you know what I'm saying?
There's people that rap just like him that's black.
Right, and that's what I say to people, and my cousin, he especially get mad at me. I was just like, bro, I just can't. Like, listen to me. I can go get 5 rappers in my local area that like current Eminem of today's time, not 1998, 99, and 01 and all that. I'm talking about right now. I know 20 better rappers. Cardi B is better than Eminem right now in this current moment. Right. Listen, when you saying that, when you thinking about that,
as far as his goes, she got him beat. She got pretty much everybody.
But that's what I'm saying. As far as right now, but as far as legacy, she can't even touch his candle. Right. But I'm saying as far as right now, you know, I miss the old Eminem is what I'm getting at. You know,
like actively right now, Eminem is not top 10 right now.
That's what I'm getting at. And whenever I think about the greats and all the time that they spent and where they was at ranked during their time, like they, you know what I mean, they was always up there, no matter what. You know what I mean, even if they didn't come out with the hottest album in the summer or whatever, like you still like, oh, but you know what I mean, such and such, Nas, you know what I mean, like that. Right. Like I will never put Eminem over Nas. I just can't. I just can't. You know what I mean? And it's the old school rappers that really he just can't get a beat on with me. You know what I mean? I can't put him ahead because it's just like you just ain't did enough. Just because you had no offense, but you know what I mean, a Caucasian following that lit up.
That's a big deal.
People
overlook that. Like it's not much.
Speak on, you know more. You know what I mean. You into it more, way more than me.
If you look at music now, as opposed to say the '80s and like the early '90s,
right?
Hip hop is dominated by Caucasians right now. That's who's buying the music. That's
who's
going to all the shows. Like if you look at us.
You think so?
Look up a random Kendrick Lamar concert and look at the crowd. It's 70% white. Kendrick Lamar, one of the blackest mainstream rappers.
Pull that up. Pull that up.
Check
I believe,
like,
yeah. I want to see that,
You're
yeah.
see all kinds of white people, which is not a bad thing. That's
right.
good.
No, of course.
They used to demonize it, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So now that it's mainstream and such and so popular, white people dominate the field, and obviously you gonna naturally want someone to look like you to win. You know, you just have that natural sense. So I mean, it's understandable. That makes sense. But I will say with Eminem's case, he came in at a time where it was hard to be a white rapper.
Right. No, but that's the thing though. He is the greatest. If we gonna put it in the color categories, if you gonna do that and have that conversation, he's the greatest white rapper ever, and it's not even close. And he's better than a lot of black rappers. You know what I mean? Definitely. I easily say that. So that's not the point. But you know what I mean? I don't like when people construe what you saying on the internet or anybody else whenever it comes to beloveds. You know what I mean? Right. Like, listen, I've been she know all my friends like. Tracy, like I used to like old school Drake, like old Drake, old Drake, like 2008, 2009 and stuff like that. From there, 2012, he was cool, but now it's just like, it's not like you trash. We can't say you trash. We can never accuse you that, but like they do LeBron, according to your standards, you know what I mean? You not hitting like you used to.
He not rapping like that.
No.
He trying to be a reggae artist and a drill artist and all this and that, speaking different languages now.
I think they got to push some songs too that sell money, you know what I mean? Those catchy ones. Oh
yeah, if you do what's hot and you already hot, it's gonna pop every time. It's a you never fail.
That's rough, man.
That's the way it go though.
It is though. I mean, it is though. But I wonder what them, you know what I mean? You yourself, let me ask you that. If you got a position and somebody came and like they'll help you make your music and produce it and get it out there and all that, like helping you, but you got to make like 3 commercial songs, 3 or 4 commercial songs, and if what you don't come up with, they gonna come up with that's good. They gonna bring somebody in that does that type of thing. Would you do that?
I don't know, man.
Right.
I'll be leaning towards no, but it depends on how much creative control they give me, you know.
Well, that's the thing. They give you full. So let's say now people making what, 8 to 11 songs or actual CD.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like now, because I heard what was a year and a half ago, people was complaining like if you making records that's like 22 songs or something like that still, then half of them garbage or something like that. So let's just say they got you doing 11 or 12, but 3 of them got to be commercialized, and either if what you got ain't good enough, they gonna bring somebody in, but the rest you could do whatever you can put whatever you want out there.
See, I don't know. I probably would say no, honestly.
You wouldn't say no?
I would say no.
Oh, you would say no.
I mean, when I go at a project, it's really front to back supposed to be a storyline. Right. So
I like that.
If they give me a random song in the middle, that will break everything up for me. So.
See, they need to start having a rap seminar because I think some of these youngsters is missing that.
Oh no, a lot of people
telling
don't
a
do
story.
That. A lot of people don't do
man,
that.
It's getting more like it's extinction, boy.
Yeah,
it's getting closer and closer. Just like that's the thing. I think people making anything now, content wise. You know what I mean? People just doing it to get views. It's not random, really substance. That's why I think people is pulling away from. That's another reason why I did this and I'm involved in stuff like this because I think we gonna move away from all that stuff. I think it's gonna be a time where it's gonna be the people versus all like the glamour and the glitz stuff.
Oh yeah, it's coming soon.
Oh yeah, and it's gonna be a great divide, man. And one of them gonna stand and fall. And I don't think it's gonna be the cable shows and the pay-per-view stuff, and it's gonna go straight streaming. It's gonna be, you know what I mean, long formatted stuff, no editing, ain't none of that. You know what I mean? Because I think that's what my problem is. At least I ask you what yours is, but my problem is like they chop and screw certain things. You know what I mean? And it's like that's not what that person said, or you taking it taking it completely out of context. And I see it all the time with no offense, but Donald Trump. I see it all the time with NBA players and sports figures. I see it all the time with any musicians that like live a wild lifestyle. You know what I mean? Which they had a right to do. You know what I mean? Like as long as they not killing nobody, you can go out and do blow off a butt crack or whatever you got to do, bro. I don't care, Jeff. Like, I just don't care. You know what I mean? Live your life. Be happy, bro.
Myself, I'm drug free, but
right.
I'm not gonna judge you for doing what you do. Just make sure you do it that way.
Right. Oh well, yeah. Don't be forcing that on nobody.
Don't just walk up on me with an 8-ball out of nowhere. It's like, hey, bro, I don't know what you're doing. So.
Yeah. No.
I had it happen before. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh no. Oh, I bet. Oh, I was at O's one time and we was just sitting in the booth and some girls just popped out some Molly and I was like, what? How did we get here? We was all just having a drink.
You didn't even ask me how my day was yet. Like, come on now.
Them druggies be trying to pop your virginity quick, bro. They don't care. They leave you high, dry, and destitute. Your ass will be out there.
Man. I mean, it's kind of hand in hand with music, though, because a lot of people get their creativity from being in a different state of mind than they normal.
That's true.
So
I can't judge that, though. I hear that. Real talk.
That's not where I get mine from. I mean, I got enough going on in my life that I'll never run out of stuff to write about. So.
Right. Yeah. I hear you on that. It's what they say. It's always something.
Yeah. It's always something.
I ain't mad at you. How you feel about KD, man? Okay, let me back up. So how did you feel? Because we were sitting here watching it. Did you watch the game?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, did you see the play like live? How'd you feel whenever it first happened?
Well, before the game started, when he said he was gonna play, I felt kind of iffy about that. I was like, you don't need to do that. Like, they still got Steph, they still got Clay. Dre is doing all right. Cousins is hooping. You just sit out, just chill, see if they need you. And then when he actually got in the game and got to hitting shots, I was like, all right, well, maybe he's all right, And then when he heard it again, I was like, man, well, he probably just cemented his legacy. How everybody been calling him Snake and all that, that's probably done for him. But he might have messed the rest of his career up, too, because that Achilles is hard to come back from.
But good thing is, though, it wasn't torn. It was just ruptured.
Right, yeah.
So that could be better, because wasn't Kobe's actually torn?
Kobe tore and walked off.
Yeah.
That was kind of gangster.
It was, though. Made the free throws. Don't ever forget
throws.
that. Got fouled, knew it was tore, got up, made the free throws, and then walked himself.
That's gangster.
Oh, yeah. He probably walked himself to the locker room, too, and they just didn't show up.
I would have cried myself. Man.
I wonder how I feel like, but, man, what got me was, my bad sign is that he was doing way too much before the game even started.
Right.
So
when he was dancing in the tunnel and all
not even that. He was out there dunking his two-handing, jumping, putting the knees Shaq style. Shaq style dunks.
He looked good.
He did though. And then I was like, okay, if he doing all that, he must have been just sitting out and they wanted to make sure he was cool, which is what I thought, because around game 2, Stephen A. Smith asked Bob Myers if they was going to see him at all this series, and then he was like, I'm for certain that we'll see KD sometime, after game 4. And I don't know.
To be honest, I think they just weighed their options to see if they needed him. Because, if Toronto would have won 2, then Golden State would have won 2, he might have sat a little longer.
I just don't know what else they could have done other than just sat him altogether, just shut them down. You know what I mean? Because
how hard that's got to be, though.
But that's right, like and that's I don't like that narrative that they pushing in the media now that the Warriors is at fault or this and that is at fault. You know what I mean? Like,
it was his decision.
It was everybody's decision.
It was
KD.
What I mean? KD said, "I'm playing this game
for sure."
So as the trainer, as the head coach, you probably like, man, I don't really want you to do that, but we do need you though. Like, so they kind of at an impasse, So.
It was rough, man. I feel bad for him. I'm glad the surgery went good and stuff, but I couldn't believe that because I'm like, man, the Warriors gonna have to do something because I just don't see them coming back. Not because they can't, but it's too many injuries. Listen, this is what I don't. The comparison I don't like that the trolls get on the internet. Now Steph can see what it's like. How LeBron had it when he didn't have Kyrie and Kevin Love. It wasn't the same whenever he didn't have Clay and KD. The reason why I'd say that is because LeBron's bench is better than the Warriors bench right now.
Definitely.
Not even close.
Definitely.
And whenever he went down, he still had everybody. He had everybody except them two. Steph ain't had nobody. And we know Draymond ain't doing nothing no more.
Right.
Like
his
he
whole
just
offense was
bro,
gone.
he's just not even a factor.
It was just Steph. That was
bro.
Nobody else for offense. When
Iggy running down on gas.
Yeah, Iggy hurt.
Yeah.
Iggy hurt. Kevon Looney hurt.
Yep. I was just about to say, what's his name?
They really was in trouble.
Just blinked. Who's the backup point guard? Because I dang near forgot.
Livingston?
Yes. Sean Livingston, he dang near out the window. He about to retire. You know what I mean?
He old.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't, man. Y'all got.
That's a way.
That's
a way different narrative. You can't compare that.
But they are. They trying to. They is everybody. And I'm just like, it's not the same, man.
You can't compare like Sean Livingston, Jordan Bell.
Listen to me, LeBron.
Smith,
right. If LeBron was still in the East,
like, come on, man.
Man, if LeBron was still in the East on that team and he had everybody that was on there now, they would still be better than what the Warriors is without.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Clay and KD. I can't compare them two. It's apples and oranges.
I think that Cavs team could have took the Raptors this year to 7.
That's what I'm saying.
At least
7, or they beating them easy.
Yeah, at least 7.
With LeBron, come on.
It's just the way that team was built is way different. Like you got to change everything from the Warriors because all your 3-point shooters hurt. So all you got is Steph and everybody to play in the paint. So you got to play different.
And then my thing is that they playing around with Iggy, and I don't like it. So this is what I don't like. I'm not Iggy, but Boogie. Why was y'all even flirting with the KD thing? You know what I mean? And yet y'all don't even want to put Boogie out there on the floor longer than 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I understand he's out of shape, but listen, it's the finals, bro.
I mean, he's not entirely out of shape. He was balling.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't think he was out of shape, but that's what they saying.
I think they scared of his mind state, though. Because if they got him and Draymond out there at the same time.
But Draymond the bat, well, he got one more tech until he gets out.
Suspended. So they don't want Cousins to get suspended, too.
I think towards the end of the game, Cousins needs to get pulled in by the 3 champions and be like, listen, bruh. Now is the time of the game where you got to tune in. None of that lackadaisical stuff. No more pushing your butt out on the screens and none of that. Like, keep your composure. Stay focused. Do the same thing you was doing in the first half. Do it in the end of the game. Right. Like, hustle. Get them boards. Fight. You know what I mean? Do everything you've been doing. And if you tired, then say something. We get you out. But if you're not. If you're not tired, don't be just BSing because you're not feeling it because you're not getting the ball like you think you should. Listen, Boogie, we know you can get a triple-double. That's not the point here. We trying to get a ring.
That's what they need. That like Game 6 is his. He has to step.
I think if Clay show up for 25, Steph show up for 30 to 35, and Boogie stay doing what he been doing, you know what I mean, be productive except for what was that game 5 or 4 where he didn't, you know what I mean, because he had that really good game like game 3 or game 4. Then the next game he wasn't doing jack diddly, and then the next game he got back in it. So he just needed.
They gotta get him back in rotation.
That's what I was about to say. Involve him more.
Chemistry with them. They all been together for years, and he brand new. So.
What I think they need to do is stop playing this small ball crap and play him and Bogut. They need to put DeMarcus Cousins at the 4. Play Bogut at the 5 because he's slower, but that'll be fine because, you know what I mean, they got towers over there.
They can do that offensively, but I don't know if Cousins can stay in front of Siakam. That's a quick dude.
You don't think so?
That's a quick dude, man. And he was doing Draymond.
But what if you can get Draymond and him to switch, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
That's what I was thinking because your lineup could be Steph, Clay, Draymond, Boogie, and Bogut. In the crunch, in the hard time, you know what I mean? Because
you can do that, yeah.
I don't think that they doing their end game adjustments good enough, and that's why they been getting smacked. Because Nick Nurse, he done seen whenever Steve Kerr brings somebody off the bench, he be like, okay, you come off the bench. You know what I mean? Right. He ain't waiting until they get down 5-10 points to finally do an adjustment. He gonna do it so they could stay ahead or keep the lead or stay tied or something. And I just don't know what's going on.
Well, honestly, I think Nick Nurse is a better coach than Steve Kerr.
Really?
I mean, if you got this far with that much less talent than Golden State, you dangerous.
Jeff, you got to reevaluate. What did you say?
If you in the NBA Finals and Kyle Lowry is your starting point guard, you did a lot.
You gotta stop. Listen.
You did a lot, man.
Listen. I don't know who gonna hear this, bro. You gotta let that Lowry a bum stuff go.
You gotta think about that, man. Cause look,
he's not a bum. He's challenged in the playoffs.
Kyle Lowry, man, he's in his 30s. He is extreme veteran. He's been an all-star for however many years.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be up and down with his production, man. He should be solid all the way through. You know what I mean? Like he should be a guaranteed 15-8 every game.
More.
At least.
More.
But he's not
20.
He's not a main scoring option though. So I give him that.
I
give him that.
Well, I think the burden on who to score changed whenever they got Kawhi and Marc Gasol.
Right.
So the whole offense just got changed because now you got a big man that can pass.
And you got Siakam that just came out of nowhere.
Right, yeah.
I don't know where he came from, dropping 30 every other game. I'm like, all right, well.
Well, he been cold the last 2 games. I think he only had, 15 or so?
Oh, he got shut down.
Yeah.
He only
ain't
made
been doing
shots.
And I don't even think KD was on him.
No, it was Dre again.
Yeah.
Draymond's starting to get in his head, though. That's his most important.
I think that's how they going. That's the only way they're gonna be able to get in this series is get in the players' heads that can get. Like, I don't think it'll work with Lowry. It's not gonna work with Marc Gasol, and it's damn sure not gonna work with Kawhi.
No.
Them 3 you could just scratch off your list.
You can't get in.
Target the other ones. You know what I mean? I think you could rattle Van Fleet a little just to not get on the focus on his, you know what I mean, his shots as much, you know what I mean? Because you know how it is when you playing against dudes and you used to this contact or that contact or this and that, you know what I mean? You know, pulling the chair on them, you know what I mean, sometimes, or not, you know what I mean, going head to head, tricking them, you know, switching, the whole 9, double teaming, just getting their heads a little bit. Because that's what Toronto did with what they did that boxing one. That's what they've been doing. That's what they did to the Warriors.
That's the Jordan.
Man, that's old school, boy.
That's the bad boys Pistons. Yeah, nothing you can do about
that's
that.
That's a throwback. Well, it's something. I mean, you just gotta be making them shots.
Mean, you can't win Klay and KD both hurting. You know, if KD is out and Klay not 100%, you know, that boxing one is gonna be dangerous because Steph is gonna be the double team each way.
You don't think Klay fine by now?
I don't think Klay 100%.
You don't think so?
Nope. I think he
really.
I think he going.
I don't think he was 2 games ago or whenever he came back, but I think he getting there.
I think when he came back, he was less than 50%.
Yeah.
He looked real hurt. In that last game, the jumper looked alright. At the end of the game, beginning he wasn't hitting for nothing really. But
that's what's crazy. They saying that if Klay have 2 more monster games, he gonna be Finals MVP. I'm just like, I don't know how.
Nah,
Steph
got that.
Steph easy.
Steph got that
easy. If the Warriors do win, it's Steph and it's not even close.
He almost had a 50-point triple double. That's nothing you can do about that. He's automatically Finals MVP.
But do you see how they push the narrative? If it was LeBron,
right?
If it was LeBron, can you imagine? I wouldn't be able to get these fools off my back. Like, bro, stop. He can have as many 50-point games until his career is over, and he still ain't gonna be better than Jordan. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, he is in my top 5, and that's almost barely. But he's not Jordan. I'm not hating on LeBron because I love LeBron, his game, and I appreciate for what he did for the NBA after Jordan left and everything. But listen, we still have Wade and Kobe. But LeBron ain't Jordan, man. When you can go over left and right shoulders, when you can drive every time and be untouchable, you know what I mean? When you can glide the way that man did and make everything look so effortlessly. Whenever I see LeBron playing now, he trying so hard. And it's not making.
He's on a decline, man.
Yo,
people don't want to say it, but
I don't think he'll ever statistically his stats. I don't think they'll ever decline. I think his impact on games will slowly, like he did this year. That's what I'm saying. His impact on the games, like, I don't think it'll last. You know what I mean? That's why they so desperate to get him a start, because the thing is, how you gonna stop him from getting rebounds and points? I don't think anybody in the last 15, 16, 17 years then came up with a game plan for that. And
one player really did that for LeBron, and that was Josh Howard, and that was Randall. That finals with the Mavericks and the Heat. It's the only time I ever seen LeBron look like he was scared on the court, and I didn't know what was going on.
Please don't even talk about that series, man.
Wade did what he was supposed to do.
Oh my
Bosh did what he was supposed to
do.
Brian was
Who
lost.
You telling?
Brian was
These
lost.
niggas be all on LeBron James, you know what? And I'll be like, really? Can I show you some footage? Just a couple games. That's all I need is a couple highlights. So you'll be like, oh, he did. Man, I'm telling you, when he was playing the Mavs, they was breaking down all his little blown defensive assignments.
It was terrible.
Averaging under 20 points a game? Under 20?
Nobody that you can call the greatest of all time has ever averaged under 20 a game in the finals. That's automatic disqualified.
Thank you.
Kobe never averaged under 20.
That's what I'm saying.
Shaq never averaged under 20. Jordan never. Magic.
And Wade wouldn't if LeBron wasn't there and taking up all the shots and missing.
And Wade still averaged 27.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So, I mean, Bron supposed to be the best, but what was he doing?
I gotta see it more than you just filling up a stat sheet, man. It's gotta be more than that because
you gotta have an impact, man.
Even that year he didn't even fill up the stat sheet, And then what was the first year or the second? Which year was it that he had that 50-point game in the finals? Was it the second time with Kyrie and the Warriors? Because they was comparing it the other day, but.
Thought that was when he didn't have Kyrie in love.
Was it?
When he had like 50 for the whole series or something crazy like that.
I don't know, but he was
or 45 every game.
He had 50 this one specific game, but for the series, his field goal percentage was what 39%.
Yeah, it was super low.
Yeah, like Steph is now.
Like 50.
Like Steph is now, and I think Steph's is a smidgen worse. But that goes to show you like how bad his team is around him, man.
But see, you got to compare that though. Like LeBron is 6'8", 250. Steph is 6'2.5", maybe barely 200. So you expect his field goal percentage to be lower, especially playing against a bigger team. LeBron's the biggest man in the league. If you drop under 50%, you getting locked up.
Listen, I ain't seen nobody. I was 3 and 4 years old whenever I saw Jordan second three-peat. Okay, I remember it. I remember him passing it to Paxton in the corner and all that good stuff. B.J. Armstrong, Dennis Rodman. I remember all that with my eye. Jesus. I apologize for that. But I remember seeing all that, and I ain't seen nobody other than that 1 year Wade win stupid, dumb, crazy ham against Dallas the first time. But I ain't seen nobody except Kawhi now just completely he come down the court and I'm a scorer. That's all he consumed his brain.
A couple times. But
have you been listen?
It was Jordan did it. I mean, after that,
but that's what I'm saying. I
love
Kobe, but Shaq is a whole other thing though. You gotta admit that. I mean, Shaq is a whole other
Shaq, though,
right. I can't even compare nothing to that one, but I'm saying as far as the guards and the forwards, what I mean? I ain't seen, and I love Kobe, but Kobe wasn't.
He had one.
Jordan was an animal.
Kobe had one like that when him and Gasol and the scrubs, man.
But you got 6 times, Jeff. 6 times.
Oh no, Jordan is a GOAT, unanimous.
I'm just saying in the finals, if we just examine the top 20 greats that we contend to say who's the GOAT, you know what I mean? If we put all they finals footage, forget wins and losses, just put the footage and what they got at the end stat wise, Jordan is just hard to top for me to just.
The 3 greatest, if I'm doing like watching the game and then seeing what the stat total was, number 1 performance was definitely Michael Jordan, of course.
Right.
Number 2, 06 Wade.
Oh. My man.
Definitely.
My man.
That's undeniable.
Okay.
That was dangerous.
A little love.
And number 3 got to be 11 Dirk Nowitzki. Because that was
you think so?
Man. That was a dangerous man in that series. That was a dangerous man.
You can't even. Jeff, I forgot to tell you the Mavericks ain't allowed to be talked about in this household. they disrespected the hell out of my Heat.
I mean,
man.
I don't think they do too much next year. I mean, Luka's all right.
I mean, but if Porzingis come back,
that depends. He been wishy-washy. He ain't really done nothing yet. You know what I mean?
But he ain't. Listen now, let's be real. He was on the Knicks. Would you give your all every night knowing you got to play 82 games for the Knicks?
If I'm 7'3" with a burner, I'm averaging 50 a game for the Knicks.
Right, but other than this past year, whenever what is this David Fizdale? Is this his first year or his second year?
This is second or third, I thought.
Really?
Something like that.
But I don't.
It's telling him to sell it. It's telling him to sell the Knicks if he don't get no major free agent. They wild.
Good luck. Because I don't know who want to come now.
I
think KD staying. Because I think just like the Warriors just used them for that game and everything, he going to use them for one more year and get his legs right. And then he going to dip out. He going to try and show up at the end of the year next year just so he can talent himself like Kawhi did. And then just head out to somewhere.
I mean, it's only a rupture, so I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I think he'll be back after Christmas next year.
He'll be full contact by at least January.
Yeah,
but they won't let him play until the
playoffs. He ain't gonna be until after the All-Star break.
They're not gonna let him play until playoffs.
I think they're gonna do what they did with Boogie. You know how they brought him back? What was it? End of literally last week of February, first week of March, somewhere in there.
Still had limited minutes.
Still had them on. Was what they call it now? Game management or time management?
Yeah.
Low management. Low management.
Greg Popovich.
Bruh, can you believe how that's the term? I remember when they used to fine that man for setting TP and Manu and Duncan back in the day. Oh, yeah. And now everybody just like, I'm going to just take these 20 games off. They ain't going to know it really on the schedule, but whenever they go add them hoes up at the end of the year, it's going to be 20-something. They just need to cut it back, bro. Just listen, all they got to do is cut out the back-to-backs. Literally, that's all that they got to do. And I don't understand why they don't do that. Like, why would you make anybody play a back-to-back? Would you expect any other sport? In any other sport, they don't even do that except baseball.
Right.
And even baseball, that's a whole other game. Like, that's nothing. That's nothing. That's like, that's nothing. You know what I mean? They not running and doing stuff the whole time. You standing like, look, I play baseball, bro. It's not.
I know.
It's not like I play baseball, basketball, wrestling. It's not even close. It is not even close. You know what I mean? So they not doing it in football. They not doing it in a tennis match. You know what I mean?
Right.
They don't doing it in the NCAA tournament. You know what I mean? So I don't understand why they think these players need to play back to backs. As fans, I don't even think we need it because we're not even watching the games like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not even that we don't want to. I just don't think we can watch 82 games and keep up with them.
82 games. If you're a fan of one team, like I understand you catching like most of the season. Like
right. Even as right. I'm a diehard Heat fan, and I can watch maybe 68 games a year. Like that I can sit down and watch. But 68.
Yeah, people still got life running.
And I gotta and you gotta force it to watch that many games. Like you gotta be like, okay, I'm cutting everybody out. This is, you know what I mean? I was setting up this year to be the year I watched all the NBA games. And, you know what I mean? You got to make it a whole thing. It can't be like, oh, yeah, at the end of the night, I'm about to go home and watch the game. Right. Because, you know what I mean? It's people days ain't like that no more. And, you know what I mean? People rather go to the arena. And if they can't go to the arena, they going to just want to catch the highlights.
Right. Or they just going to watch it on replay.
Right.
You know, so.
Or see it through the Instagram and Snapchat stories and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Which is why I'm surprised the finals is doing so well. You know what I mean? I think if we had another Cavs Warriors, it wouldn't do good. Because I knew a lot of people that was burnt out on it.
Tired of it. Honestly, I mean, even if LeBron did stay, he wouldn't have went back to the finals this year.
No.
Not with the Cavs.
No.
Too many strong teams in the East right now.
It's 4 solid, hard teams, and then the other ones, they like 1 star away from being in that same contention.
Yeah, like he couldn't have – that Cavs team couldn't have beat Philly the way they is. They couldn't have beat the Bucks like that. Like, they would have been –
It'd have been a long.
It would have been
long. See, and they was talking about the Warriors going to have to go through – long 7-game series, and that didn't even happen except for what one. Did they even have a 7-game series?
I think the Clippers took them to 6.
That's what I'm saying. But Clippers, Houston, and Portland took them to 5, wasn't it? 4-1, or was it a sweep?
I don't remember. I think that was a sweep though.
Can you look it up? I think that was a sweep though.
But yeah, it was you ain't taking Golden State to 7, man. Not when they've been chilling all season and waiting for the playoffs.
No.
If everybody out, of course, you got a chance.
Right,
to.
like now.
But it's way different when KD and Clay and Steph and Dre and Cousins, like that's too much. You don't got enough for that.
I wonder what you think in free agency gonna look like. Where you say everybody landed. I'm talking from Kyrie to Jimmy Butler, all of them. Who you think staying? Who you think going to new teams? Who you think switching coasts?
I could see Jimmy Butler going to the Lakers because he's from LA. So
they've been saying
it's viable.
They saying he either gonna go there or try and stay and get that money from
if he stay
76.
if he stay in Philly, he'd be smart. That'd be smart. I mean, looking at that team and you pretty much the leader of that team, they looking at you like the tough guy. You the one getting everybody moving. I would stay. The bad thing is I think that team is full of egos and they ain't doing nothing but growing because them dudes is not doing nothing but getting more and more in their prime. And you know what I mean? You know how that is. It was look, we got two of the most humblest players, D Wade and LeBron, and we seen how that was their first year, you know what I mean? Especially in the finals. Right.
It was rough. Yeah. I was there you talk about trying to watch every game. I think I watched every game that year. Just because I had got out of boot camp and stuff though, and I was like, man, like I missed the finals and everything. I had to see the scores through TVs, like hearing it. I ain't even get to see it, you know what I mean? Man. So I was thirsty for some basketball when October came around, and I was watching everyone. I was like, damn, I was thirsty for this train wreck.
I know you remember that first ever game they played. Brian had like 10 turnovers or something like that. First game.
I remember first time they played Indiana. The first time the very first time they ever got together, and the first time they ever played Indiana, they got blew out in Miami, bro. That was rough.
A strong Pacers team, though.
Bro.
That was a strong
But this was before Roy Hibbert came on hard, PG. We still had Danny Granger. You know what I mean? Like, it was before
Granger was the man.
Granger was the man. He didn't get injured, that's what we need to talk about one day, boys. He was all the greats that got injured and didn't come back the same, bro.
Yeah, his career went all the way south.
He was a savage. Can you imagine him and PG together, healthy?
They would have ran something. That would
have been a whole different series.
We be talking about the Pacers in different light.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be whole different, yeah.
I think they would have eventually made it to the finals once, or it would have been a 7-game series every time in the East Finals with them in the Heat.
Yeah, because if he could have developed all the way with a healthy Granger, they would have been dangerous.
Because them Pacers team, they was one or two good shooters away and like a half a star away from doing some big things. Because this was before what we know things is now. You know what I mean? We remember those days. We remember the original like big threes with Celtics and the Lakers and stuff. And then we had Miami. Like, I don't like when people like Miami started. No, we didn't.
I mean, they had the first prime big three.
Okay.
They've been doing
I'll give you that.
They've been doing that for years, though.
I'll give you that.
Superstars teaming up. That's been happening since the 80s.
Right. That's what I don't like. Yeah. That's been happening forever. We had a dry spell in after Shaq and Kobe Lakers. Yeah. We had a dry spell for a minute until Shaq went to the Heat and everything. And that's another thing I don't like. So how come
it's not the same Shaq?
Right.
Really count.
So can you expand on this? Because they think I'm out here swallowing D-Wade feces or something. So can you please enlighten?
People never look at it. The reason Shaq got kicked off the Lakers in the first place is because he was out of shape.
Thank you.
It wasn't because him and Kobe was fighting. Of course, they would have got over that. That's Shaq and Kobe. Come on, man. They would have worked.
Did you find out?
Yeah, it was 6. It was 6 games.
The Portland?
Yeah.
Oh.
6 games?
Oh.
Only won once.
So it was 5 then.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, it was 5. Okay, it was that gentleman's. I thought so.
They got to win, though. That's strong. Yeah. That's strong.
That's a lot more than a lot of teams.
Actually, I remember that because that's when CJ went off.
Yeah, I was going to say they had one good game where they was in Portland, I'm pretty sure. No. Wasn't it the first game? I'm sorry, point at you. Second game?
When McCollum got off.
Yeah.
Yeah, McCollum got off that one. I remember that.
Because it was in the second half, he started going stupid.
Yeah, everything was going in. I was like, wow. Who is this?
Man,
You like that?
I think Bradley Beal and Jimmy Butler need to go to the Lakers. I think they need to try and trade for Bradley Beal.
We ain't gonna have it.
You don't think so?
If they try to go through with this trade,
But they don't need to get AD.
They're not hearing that.
You're right. You're right.
They not hearing that.
You're right. You're right. They ain't hear that.
They're like,
They've been on that They've been on that AD for what, a year now?
They said everybody can go except Bron. Everybody. We don't care who you want, take them.
This is insane, man.
But yeah, I mean, if they do manage to get AD off of that terrible trade, they need to pick up some free agents because they gonna be depleted. They gonna be hurt.
I don't understand why they're not thinking about that. Like, are you not seeing the Warriors right now?
Yeah,
they front loaded, steroided up. They starting lineup. And them reserves is college player level.
LeBron and AD is not enough.
Yeah.
It's not enough. If you gut your whole team just to get one player for 1 year,
you would think LeBron would know that. You know what I mean?
Right.
To either if he's not the one of the people that's pushing for it, he should be definitely one of the people to turn it.
Actually,
not because of AD, but because you can't fill out everything you need to once you get AD. You just can't do it in the West.
If you think about it though, Bron has been big on trading young players to get older established players, if you think about that.
His whole career.
Yeah. He got Kevin Love in exchange for Andrew Wiggins, who was supposed to do something, you know. He pulled in Derrick Rose after his career was already on the down. He pulled in Jay Crowder, who had been in the league a few years, you know, George Hill, those players. In Miami, he wanted all the OGs from his era to play with him, like Mike Miller and
Ray Allen, Battier, yep.
He's kind of big on bringing old players to play with him. So
Birdman, yep.
I think he values experience over potential because he wants to win now. Like, if he has a chance to go at it now, he's going to do it. But he ain't going to make it out the West with just AD.
It's just not going to happen.
They're not going for that.
That's another thing I don't understand is all these, like, stacked 3-star teams in the West. I don't understand why people don't go East. It's so easy now to make a name for yourself. Like, look at Toronto, bro. Like, listen, look. Yeah. They wasn't even counting on them to make it. All I heard was Sixers and Celtics all year long. Everybody kept calling them the baby dinosaurs, even though they didn't have the same cast. Like, they got rid of half of that dead weight, and then they picked up championship or deep playoff run caliber players. You know what I mean? Marc Gasol, Danny Green, Kawhi Leonard.
That was smart, though.
You know what I mean? You kept, you know what I mean, a manageable side of the big duo y'all had in Lowry and gave up DeRozan and got an improved version of him. You know what I mean? So I don't understand why these players think it's best to go west and try to do these super teams where it's like y'all gonna be fighting to destroy yourselves at the end.
Right.
All the good teams, you know what I mean, other than the 2 or 3 in the East that we want to watch is, you know what I mean, they mostly in the West, and they ain't even gonna make it to the finals. They not even gonna make it to the West finals. You know, you need to just go do kind of what LeBron and Wade did and just have a meeting. Like, we can either meet up in somebody's team that's already established or at a, you know what I mean, neutral place, neutral location.
That was smart, though, on their part because, I mean, they could have went west and had to battle with the Mavericks and the Lakers just to get into the finals, or they could have went east, ran right through and beat them there.
Man, then though it was real bad. You had Lakers, Mavericks, Spurs, Portland. Whenever they had their core that was still, I'm talking about, still got Brandon Roy when he was before he got injured. Like,
Brandon Roy,
it was rough.
Batum,
it was rough. But whenever CP3 was still in New Orleans, you know what I mean. Him and
David West.
Yes, I was just about to say. Yeah, man, they was some solid teams. So you couldn't just, you know what I mean. You needed at least 60 to 55 wins to get in playoffs in the West.
What was that? It was a team that year that had over 50 wins. Didn't even make the playoffs.
That happened a lot.
Didn't even make the playoffs.
The Nuggets, whenever they made that trade for Carmelo, and they got all those players from the Knicks, Gallinari and all of them. man, they had a squad and they had 55, 56 wins and stuff. And they either got 8th seed or didn't even make it.
I don't think they made it that first year.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, and they had a lot.
And they had a squad.
That's crazy. If you got less than 30 losses and you don't make the playoffs, that's rough.
That's real rough.
I'm going East. That's all I know.
You know, listen, that winter money ain't that bad, bro. It ain't that bad because you gonna be playing in June. It's gonna be hot everywhere. You know what I mean? You want to be fishing in June or playing for the title in June. You worried about a little snow for 2 months? Stop. You tougher than that. You know. It's frustrating.
Honestly, yeah, I don't know if I could have made it in the West back then. I would have had to go. Like, yeah, send me to the Knicks. I got a couple people coming with me. We gonna do something big. Man. And it's New York. That's a big market. You know, you can do a lot there. So that's what I would have did.
It's a lot. It's a lot of places, man. It's like how they was kind of doing the rap game. You know what I mean? They was making it seem like, you know what I mean, the 90s and real early 2000s, you know what I mean? Like, it was only just hitting in LA or something, you know what I mean? That's because of, you know, NWA and all them. But, you know what I mean? You go to New York and Atlanta, you know what I mean? Places like that, it's some real nice, you know what I mean? It's some real nice pieces. Yeah. In the South especially, you know what I mean? Louisiana and all them places, like, it's a lot of good people that then came from them states, you know what I mean?
Oh, the South is on top
of it. Oh, yeah.
Like, they could try to say LA doing this.
Wayne, the game, all them.
South is on top. And they have been for good 10, 15 years. So, I mean, I don't know what New York has been doing recently. They ain't really had much since 50 Cent.
Yeah.
You know? So
it's been rough, but just thinking like who did come from there whenever, you know what I mean, the game was real strong. When the rap game was real strong, the people that came from, you know what I mean, Far East and South, you know what I mean, it wasn't just a Cali thing or a West Coast thing, you know what I mean? Like,
true.
It was a doable thing, you know what I mean? So I feel like these NBA players need to get their wits together.
They need to think about that. Like, if you want a shot for the title, you're not gonna get it in the West unless you're strong. Like, you gotta be ridiculous.
You gotta be like the Warriors is this year to be considered that team that you for sure know is going. You know what I mean? True. Think about the team the Warriors had and LeBron. Like, if you just took everybody that was in the Cavs uniform and they just did a whole team relocation and they went to Oklahoma and they had another team or somewhere like a fifth team in California or something, Cavs wouldn't make it. They wouldn't make it. I'm sorry. They wouldn't be considered a favorite.
Like 30 wins.
Right. But in the East, when you got LeBron and Kyrie and Love, and then you got all them good shooters, yeah, you the Warriors of the West. I mean, the East. You the Warriors of the East, man. You going everywhere. Yeah. But in the West, it's not flying. It's not going.
Not going with that.
You can make it to the conference finals. But
I don't know about that either.
But I'm saying that's your height. That's where it's maximizing. That's an
accomplishment in the West, though.
Right.
You get to the conference finals, you did.
Right.
Something.
That's like your Final Four. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People remember. Like, I still remember the Lakers in the Denver Nuggets West Finals whenever Kobe.
Oh, yeah, Kobe and Melo. Yeah.
That was a good series, man. When George Karl was still there, even though nobody like him, but you know, that was a good. Them was good. Hey, listen, I done heard from Kenyon Martin, Carmelo, Aaron Aflalo. I think wasn't Chauncey still there? Wasn't Chauncey there? Like, he had came there.
That's when they
Because that was after that whole AI thing, and he had came because
my man struggled.
Right.
He struggled in Denver.
Bro.
We thought he was finna do it. We was looking at that
right.
like, man, they about to do
Carmelo and AI.
And they got Camby down there.
Right.
They about to do it.
A young Kenyon Martin, boy.
Man, Nene, all that.
Oh, yes. Nene
was nice.
Boy, whenever I tell you, I was hoping that the Heat was going to get Nene for a few years. That
would have been nice.
Man, that's the only thing we ever needed. Was
a center.
Yeah, if we had a legit center, I don't think if we had legit players still, I don't think LeBron would have ever left. Because if you think about it, he still to this day ain't had more success than when he was with the Heat.
Right.
And I look at it, I'm just like, this is your problem, bro. You keep hot potatoing whenever times get too tough.
Yep.
That's why you can't ever be the greatest to me. Jordan didn't hop time machines. He got beaten and won.
He made it popular now too. So
I think that's a good thing. That it's good to like players don't feel like they gotta stay. I don't like that because nobody tell me where I gotta go in. You know what I mean? If I move and pack up, ain't nobody gonna be burning my fake jersey or something. You know what I mean? I'm deleting this podcast. He left. You know, ain't nobody doing that, bro. So I think that was a little much, man. So
I mean, you gotta think though. I mean, the Cavaliers, they never won nothing.
I don't care. No, man. He a grown man.
Who was their last like good player on the Cavs?
Price.
I'd be mad too.
Hey, listen. Okay, I understand because I was salty as soon as D Wade. Yeah,
the best player ever was Mark Price until LeBron got there. Like, I'd be hurt.
I'm trying to tell you, our best player right now is Justice Winslow, and he get like 50. Bruh, he
what
is.
About Richardson though? He nice.
He fell off this year. He fell off, man.
Well, they had to put the spotlight on Wade.
No, they still didn't. Can you believe this though? He was the highest scorer off for the whole team, but coming off the bench.
6 man.
He didn't even get 6 man.
Oh, he was coming off late.
No,
He's still doing it,
bruh. He supposed to bring him in with like whenever the season got real late, he was putting them in like with 6 minutes left. But in reality, most of the season, he was putting them in with like 4 minutes or less in the first quarter, with 3 minutes left, and he would
right back out.
Right, he would have like 20 to 25 minutes a game, and he getting 25 points, 30 points, 23 points, 17, 20. You know what I mean? And he washed up and and that.
He was doing it though,
bruh. He was making all these young cats look silly.
Really?
You know what I mean?
And he, who was that? He game was that Curry and KD hit him with the game
bruh.
in the last second.
Yup.
Yeah,
they tipped it. He bobbled it and threw that mug back up.
Yeah, that was classic D-Wade.
Man, don't start. You're gonna have me tearing up, Jeff. Gonna have me tearing up.
Hey, I had to go through when Kobe had to leave, man.
Yeah. I know a lot of you. I knew you was hurting. I knew Tracy was hurting.
Yeah.
I knew a few of my friends I was hurting over Kobe. I was like, yeah, D-Wade soon. That at the time it was in the back. I was just creeping. I was like, bruh, I know it's the end of Kobe leaving. Fuck. You know what I mean? Hey, yeah. I'm only glad that I ain't gotta play nobody in 2K no more with Kobe unless they pick up one of the legend squads. And then if they do that, I'm picking up the old school Heat.
So you can get your legend Wade.
That right. They don't want that, Jeff. They don't want
story.
That. I done had a few cats done quit on me lately.
Oh yeah, Wade used to devastate on 2K.
I was watching his videos from when he was playing them kids or all those you know, he went to like some Y or something like that, and he was just hooping all the local people at that. It was like a year ago in that gymnasium, cooking them.
I mean,
cooking people.
It don't matter how old he get. That's still,
bruh. He wasn't even doing nothing flashy. He was just killing them with fakes the whole time.
I mean, what can you do? Like the whole time you scared he just gonna jump over you, bruh. So, I mean, you gotta keep that in the back of your head at all times. I'm about to get dunked on. People get mad disrespectful to NBA players until it's time to go play them, and then you know what I mean. You see them cross up that one tough dude in the park, and then everybody, you got him, bro. That's you ain't too washed up,
right? You ain't too bad. You still out here dunking on folks.
Yeah, I know. You seen that when KD was at Rucker Park?
Oh yeah. What was that like 3-4 years ago? Yeah, whenever they was it the lockout?
Yeah,
and LeBron and all of them was just going to state to state,
just running. I was
Wasn't that the same year he got LeBron got dunked on by the high schooler, and they was taking down the footage?
What's his name? Jordan Crawford.
Was it Jordan Crawford?
It was Jordan Crawford. I don't know where he play at now, but he was on the Madness for a little bit.
Yeah. I thought he was in the NBA.
He is now, yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, yeah.
He went from that, then he went.
I didn't know that was him that dunked on him.
2 years, and he went to the Madness.
That's him that dunked on him in that footage that they kept trying to take down, and you could barely see LeBron.
Rammed on him.
Yeah, he did. It was filthy.
That's a point guard.
LeBron Camp was running to try and get that taken down off the internet. That video still lived to this day. I was like, woo! I was like, is he getting old already?
Yeah,
Damn.
that was at the top of his popularity and everything. People was like,
that's that dunk he came down, that famous one where he brought it to his ankle against who was it, the Bulls or the Celtics? It was Celtics because it was over KG, and he just hammed it on him. He was like LeBron James with no regard for human life. He was, later that summer he get boomed up.
Hey, that's how you know you got good defense though. If you get caught, because you know everybody got it now. Everybody got hops in the NBA.
Man,
now.
but they don't know how to use it though.
They're the most random person to catch you off guard.
For real. Who was that young cat that was blocking all the Hall of Famers this year? Wade, I think he got one time on
Jared Allen on the Nets.
Yup.
Afro.
Yup. Yeah. Yup.
He's doing everybody.
He was everybody. Every big name, I'm telling you, dang near, he got everybody.
He got caught one time though.
Did he?
I'm trying to remember who that was. I think it was Larry Nance.
Oh, I expect that. Larry Nance got some bunnies. He
Nance,
athletic.
He be catching people.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because you just forget about him over there, and next thing you know, he up here.
Man, prime JaVale though.
Oh, yeah.
Prime JaVale. He was nice.
Before Shaq and the Fool?
Yeah, before he got caught, and then he just was in a blender, man. He got a one Shaq to the Fool. He was fucking up every game after that. I was like, JaVale, it's okay, man. It's just one game, bro.
Really should think about that, because if he was still in the Warriors, it'd be a different story right now. His defense would be doing a lot for them right now.
That's their problem, though. I think they get a little bit, the players themselves, and then the actual team of the Warriors, that everybody get too big on their britches when they win that championship, and they forget what got them there. And that was part of the Lakers and the Celtics undoing. You know what I mean? Them years is they put so much into them. Same thing with the Heat. Put so much into them teams, and then you not trying to rebuild while you know what I mean, winning.
Right.
And then one day you wake up, and it's just a whole other season. Like you,
if you think about that Heat team shouldn't have fell apart when Bron left.
They shouldn't have.
They should have had enough from building over them few years.
Well,
the problem was Chris Bosh went down that same next year.
Right. LeBron did leave. Ray Allen didn't want to re-sign with nobody. Battier left. Mike Miller left. Chris Anderson left to go to the Cavs.
That's ugly.
Yeah, so I think the only people we had left was Shabazz Napier whenever we drafted him because LeBron wanted him, and then he ended up dipping.
That was the same year he left.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. And then we had Wade, and then we ended up getting Goran, and they spent too much money on him, and now we you know what I mean? Like,
where is he at now? Is he still there?
He's still there.
Does he do all right?
Look at me, Jeff. Dude, he look like he do all right, bro. He do all right by getting on my damn nerves. That's what he do all right in. Him, Hassan. I'm gonna start calling them all out. So you just need.
I don't know what happened with Whiteside,
but
man. He was supposed to be the one.
He got a bad attitude. Attitude.
And nobody want him now.
Nope. They just released that. There ain't nobody interested in him.
So what are you gonna do?
Food.
Go to the Knicks.
I think he gonna leave and go one of them boo-boo teams, and he gonna have a good year. But he almost 30.
Oh,
when he came in, he was like 25, 26, because he came in he was undrafted.
He was on the Kings for a while. I remember that.
Yeah. He and then they put him down to the D League, and then he got sent to the Miami Heat's D League team, and then they picked him up. I'm pretty sure that's how that happened, because then they signed him to that contract, and then they put him out there, and he started racking up them double games.
He was only eating because the Wade was feeding him though.
Right, left the Chicago and the Cavs. Yep, straight went down. So that whole Heat team though, you know what's so funny about that? Niggas like Tyler Johnson and Deion Waiters. Two Negroes I got the biggest gripe with. Why? Because they saying
should have been nice, man.
I knew he wasn't. He wasn't doing that when he was with Kyrie.
But in Syracuse, he was that dude.
But Jeff, how many people we see in the NCAA go Jimmer for that? Can I raise you a Jimmer for that?
See, Jimmer couldn't do nothing but shoot though.
But he was still a baller though.
He was hitting them. But
Jimmer
over in China dropping 80 a game and so.
I mean,
I know you see that.
D-Wade could drop 120. So let's be real. He got the Ling Ning brand and stuff. Like, no, he going there all the
mall now.
Really?
I've seen a couple pairs.
Right. I've been looking for the Way Away shoes. The one with his logo, the cross and You know what I'm talking about? I've been looking for the way away shoes, but I only online.
They got them at that. I forget the name of the store.
Is it by the food court on that first
by,
floor?
you know where Dairy Queen is now?
Mm-hmm.
Where they moved it to, it's a store right across that just sell like random shoes. That's
really?
like the only pair of sneakers they sell. I just walked past. I'm like, they look like D-Wade shoes. So I picked them up. I was like, these is D-Wade shoes. They sell them for like $60 or something.
Word?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go shoot me a pair.
I don't think they know what they're selling, so you know.
Yeah, gotta jump on that. Or it could be a knockoff fake brand. You know,
I don't know, man. It's like a legit store. They sell Sperry's and all that.
Oh, okay. They probably legit then.
They probably just don't know
what they got.
You know,
on their hands. That's good though. We need something like that around here.
I'm gonna plug the world real quick though, because if you go to Kohl's on the right day, you could buy some Jordans for $50.
What?
I got some Jordan
Jeff,
4s.
I ain't never in my life owned a pair of Jordans. And I think I've only had one Air Force One. Maybe. I've never had.
It's not a smart investment unless you're doing that whole stock exchange thing they doing now.
Yeah, I can't. I do that with Pops, but not really. So that stuff is tough. I know how that type of game is. It's more hassle, and if like you don't mind getting talked about because you kind of flipping sneakers or whatever, you know what I mean. By all means, you can make some money off of it, but that well will dry up sometime. It's just
eventually. I mean,
it does.
You're gonna take a few losses though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're gonna come thinking these shoes worth more than what you about to pay, and then they worth less.
Mm-hmm. That's what happens with these Pops, man. People they think that just because it come out and it got a sticker or some sort of special something or other, it's gonna be worth something, and it's a month later it's worth $13. Most cases it's worth less now than what it did when it came out. So
they really just played themselves.
That's crazy though. You get some Jordans, Kohl's for the low.
Man,
I never even know that. How you do that?
I was working there at the time.
Oh, okay.
I was like 19 or 20. Was in there, and I walk up on the shoe area. So I'm just walking to go have my break.
Right.
And I notice there's 4 pairs of Jordans in the line, and there's a pair of pennies under them. And I'm looking at them like, these real. Looking at the tag, each of them said $50 on it. So they didn't know what they had. So I was like, we can buy these, right? Do I get my employee discount still? Like, they was like, yeah, go ahead. I bought all 5 pairs.
Oh, dog. I ain't mad at you half a second, bro.
Resold all of them for regular price. Sold them for $10 less than retail. So
that's crazy.
I got 2 checks that week.
That's what's up, bro.
I mean, it was just a chance. It just happened to pop.
No, well, right, yeah, That's what's up,
always happen. Don't just be in cold smoking, just thinking they about to.
Yeah, don't go to y'all local Kohl's. Y'all gonna run them out of business quicker. We only came for the low Jordans. They like, well, we sold all the low Jordans. You want something else? No, not really.
Yeah, you don't got no time to find them because I think some other people already know about it. So
right.
If you don't get in there and get them on the first day they got them, which you have to work there to know that.
I feel you.
But yeah.
That's crazy.
I just so happened to pop in there.
That just blew my mind. You gonna have me in there hunting just to see just to take a picture. I'm like, I don't even want them, but these is here. That's crazy.
If you just happen to be at Kohl's and see a pair of Jordans there, just remember I told you.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna think about that. All right. So what I gotta ask you what your big surprise or announcement is.
Well, I've been working on an album for the last, I say, 2.5, 3 months.
3 years, because we've been waiting for it to drop. That's what it feels like.
I just put out teasers here and there, singles, a couple videos, starring my guy right here, of course,
Man, that was crazy. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Hey, listen, I was thinking too. I'm gonna let you get back to what you say. But if you start doing videos, I don't want no role like it was last time because I feel like somebody could did better than me. But I kind of want to be your Stan Lee guy that do the cameos. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I see the big light skinned dude. There you go. Yeah, like that. I want to be the Stan Lee.
We can work that in.
Yeah. Just a little.
It's going to have to be at the most random moment.
Right. Like we got to do it to where they don't notice it, unless because then you gotta get them to start rewatching the video for the song and to catch it. And then you give views. That's how you give views. But no,
Fett's on the Easter eggs. You never know when it's coming.
All right, go ahead, finish.
Yeah, I've been working on this album for a couple months. I wrote it out, scratched it, wrote it out, scratched it, wrote it out, scratched it. This is my 4th time coming to it, and I'm finally happy with what I got.
That's what's up,
Because it's really hard doing music right now because people want to hear all this and this, and if you're not that kind of artist, it's gonna be tough getting down that road. So that's kind of where
can't
my
wear two
inspiration came
faces.
from. Yeah, that's what inspired me to do it because I'm gonna do it my way. You know, I'm real conscious. I'm like, I lean towards more lyrical explanation and storytelling than just having fun in the moment, which I'm still young. Of course, it's going to be a little fun.
Right.
There,
it's a time and a place, though.
You know,
it's just a time for everything.
It can't be everything.
Right.
You know? So,
right.
So, what I named it is, it's called Dreaming of Dreams. So,
I like that.
It's going to be out.
I like that.
This December. I don't got an exact date for you yet. That's up to,
You
got
any artwork cover for it looking at?
But it's going to be on the Escobar Jones Facebook page.
Right on.
It'll be dropping.
Check him out
soon. Yes.
Okay.
A bunch of artwork.
You said Dreaming of Dreams.
Yeah, Dreaming of Dreams.
I hear you. I like that, Jeff. So how many tracks you think you going to have on it? Guesstimation.
Right now we at 18. I mean, that's going to get cut down
right,
a little bit,
I figured.
Of course, because, it's got to do final cuts and figure out what fits in and what doesn't. But we're at 18 right now. I'm probably aiming to keep it at least like 12, 13 in that range. But yeah. Is
each track going to loop into another one, or is it going to be like a dead space in between the track?
Front to back story. Entirely.
Right.
If you listen to the album front to back, you'll hear the story. If you listen
to
it back to front,
you can listen to it, and each song will kind of just loop into the ending of the beat will loop into the beginning of the next beat for the next song, and it won't stop.
It'll do that through the whole grip. It's a soundtrack. Like it's
right, bro.
You listen to a movie.
Yes, I hear you. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that formula you had though of writing something down, not seeing or feeling that it was good enough.
Oh yeah.
And then redoing that, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times, and then you finally got it. And then you still might change a little something.
Yeah, some stuff still get changed up until the release date and all that.
Man, I hear that so much from people that like is doing stuff. You know what I mean? Like no matter what it is, like you gotta keep pushing. You gotta keep trying different stuff. You know what I mean? Like listen, she got me to keep wanting to do this because I almost stopped for a lot of reasons. But it's like you gotta. I was watching some dude today. I can't remember what his name is, but he was running and like doing kind of an inspirational speech, but like it was real talk. He was cussing in the whole 9. Like he was like, like get your lazy ass up and put a goal in front of you and chase that mug and keep chasing it. And once you reach it, put a new goal and keep doing that. And that's what's up, bro. That's really what's up because I know it's a lot of people out here that just want to, and there ain't nothing wrong with it, but I think each one of us got something that we can contribute to society or the world, whether it be something serious or just some art. No matter what, I think every last person can do that. On this, like I truly believe that. In my heart of hearts, and it makes me really sad when people settle. I understand when you got a family that you got to handle your responsibility and be accountable, but it's a whole other thing of completely sacrificing everything and not using your brain in a way to do that, plus do what you love or create something or anything, Right. I can't get on that train no more. I did that. I was in the Army. I done seen a lot of different ways people been treated through all types of jobs. I done been mistreated or characterized a certain way, and even I've seen a lot of good people lose jobs. So I don't like that. I don't like the business world like that no more because if we talk about KD, that ain't nothing but a vineyard of snakes. That business world ain't and it's just like unless it's just me or something. But to me, you gotta just have like a silver devil tongue out here. You gotta say one thing and do a complete other in order to make it out here in that sort of atmosphere. And it's just like I'd rather do this, man. To be honest with you, even if I could put this on YouTube and make the money from ads and get $200 a week, to me that's better than going to slave for $1,000 a week and wasting all that time not being able to see you and any, you know what I mean, just people, just, you know what I mean, just doing something you love.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm glad it's people like you out there that's still working, still doing your 9 to 5. You know what I mean? What the world says is you gotta put your time in for the day, but you're not done with that. You know what I mean? I asked you earlier what you up to. You're tired, sleepy. That sound normal for a hustler though.
That's how it is. I mean, this 9 to 5 it's not nothing I'm trying to get attached to, nothing that I love to do. It's just helping me pay for what I want to do.
Right.
That's the only
means
purpose.
to an end.
It's the only purpose.
That's how I feel, man, about certain stuff too. I dig that. That's a good. I think that's a good mindset to have, because I tell her all the time. I'm just like, listen, I don't get the whole I gotta give a job 2 weeks notice for me to quit, but they could just fire me on the spot.
Swear to God.
You know what I mean? And people don't like that answer. And another thing people don't like is I've been threatening my job for dumb reasons, like I'm not talking enough. I'm not smiling enough, even though I'm not even talking to anybody to need to smile. So it's just weird, nitpicky things. And it's just like, so y'all rather lose a good worker over petty reasons that y'all are creating. So you rather see me go to this job there. Like, it's jobs everywhere. Y'all can't think that y'all the only place that's handing out money in exchange for labor. There's plenty of people like that. You know what I mean? And whenever I notice, like, they don't want people like that in charge. You know what I mean? They don't want people like that leading and stuff, because they know that they gonna do a better job than what they doing. And I don't want to be in that game. You know what I mean? I rather focus and put my time on, you know what I mean, something I actually love, and I know it's gonna get out there. And it's easy now. You know what I mean? It's not the 90s or early 2000 or the 80s.
Internet took over, so you really can do a lot.
You go when you put your album up, bro. You're gonna be able to reach so many people that you couldn't reach 8 years ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because even then, it's done changed that much in that amount of time.
Yeah. The 2000s brought a lot of things, but the 10s have brought even more, honestly. So
I think if we adjust to them well, we be good. If we keep creating the Catch Me Outside girls, it's not going to be a good thing.
I mean, if you think about it, ain't nobody really talk about it no more. She had her 15 minutes.
But but the thing is, she cashed out and got money.
Set up. She was smart.
Right, but now she investing, and I like that. She handled it smart, because now she getting into different projects and stuff.
So she's starting to be smarter than we thought. You know,
I didn't think she was ever dumb. I just think she was.
It might have all been a front, honestly. You know,
that's what I'm getting at. I don't agree with that method of exploiting a culture or a part of a culture, because listen, how many black women or, you know what I mean, people in the hood act like that? Yeah,
and they get
shunned, they get talked about, they get called ghetto, they get called ignorant, they get called this and that. Some white girl do it on TV and try to make it seem something fashionable and cool and stuff. I don't like that, because that's not black people, bro. That's not the culture. That's not society. That's you know what I mean? It's rednecks, it's Hicks, it's you know what I mean? It's bad Italians, you know what I mean? It's all types of bad people. Yeah. Like I was telling you, if you add up the world's population, no matter what you get, at the end of the day, every country gonna have serial killers. Every country gonna have rapists. Everybody gonna have something that's negative. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can't just create some weird narrative and then flip it on top of that when you're trying to promote somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't agree with that. I don't like that. If it worked, it worked, I guess.
I would never use a gimmick to get to where I want to be, because say you do that, like the Catch Me Outside girl is a good example. She used the gimmick of she's so gangster, she's so this and that. Then when you get beat up or you get in a predicament that you wasn't really trying to do.
Soft.
Now everyone jumps on you and it's like, wait, you supposed to be tough, this and that. And maybe you weren't even really like that. You only did that for the camera, you know? So, like, I don't want to get myself in one of them situations, because I know a lot of people that have, and it don't always turn out way. So
it really. I was talking to my cousin girl yesterday, and I was just told her, like, listen, I just gotta be real. Like, I appreciate you doing my cousin and everything, but you can't change a person's roots. You know what I mean? And I think we all need to evolve, but there's another thing of evolving and completely forgetting where you came from and what it was like. You know what I mean? And at that point, I can't ever throw that out the window. I can always evolve and handle the situations differently, but as the situations comes, I won't ever think, you know what I mean, 10 years from now, if I'm in a more comfortable position, I'm not ever going to forget where I'm at right now, you know what I mean? And even right now, I didn't forget where I came from as soon as I got out of high school, you know what I mean? I was a joke of a person, you know what I mean?
It's all a story, though. Like,
yeah,
you had to be this to get to that.
Right.
And that led to this, and that's how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Continuous growth.
Words of wisdom from the great Jazzy Jeff. We gonna steal that just for now. Don't worry, it's cool.
You gonna get me sued on this one?
Oh, you cool, bro. You cool. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man. I really do.
No doubt, bro.
For sure. I've been supporting you. I'm gonna continue to support you, even if you want to be a shoemaker in 5 years. The rap game wasn't working out faster, so I decided to make army boots. So you can make the flyest army boots out there, bruh.
I mean, that's probably good money though. They all need them.
So where you gonna be touring at and everything for? Like, where you gonna be starting and how it's gonna be happening this summer for we wrap this up? I want you to be able to.
So as far as this summer, I don't have any out of town dates yet.
Gotcha.
I have a possible for the 22nd of this month for Gillette, Wisconsin.
Okay.
It's not locked in yet. We still talking back and forth, trying to figure out a good number. But as far as for the rest of the year, I'm kind of open because I wanted to leave it open for my album.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if
I
people
hear
trying
you.
to book me, they can get at me. We could talk about it. But
Your focus just prioritized a little somewhere else right now, which is understandable.
Like,
I get that.
I do a pop-out show here and there.
Right.
Nothing long-term or nothing.
Yeah, comedians will do that, bro. You know what I mean? They'll be on the road for a year and a half to get their material, get their act together, and get it all aligned. And after that, you know what I mean, they off the market for a minute because they putting together something to present. You know what I mean? And that's a whole other type of commitment and time. You know what I mean? So it don't happen overnight. And if you know what I mean, the more you think you gotta rush it, that's more of a risk of, you always risk of throwing a flop out there that people don't appreciate as much. Because I think everybody music good, but how the world accepts it, is a totally different thing. Mm-hmm. But the more you prepare for it, but that's good that you definitely got it planned out. So that's what's up, bro.
Yeah, that was the most important thing because I can just go at it. I could write 10 songs in a day and just throw them out. I could do a week and just do a whole bunch and just be like, all right, that's enough.
Right.
Or I could take my time and actually put it together the right way and put something together that means something, Like, you could write something quick, but it's not going to mean nothing compared to something you took a month to do.
So would you ever change your style of doing it and say, let's just say, like, would you rather make 20 songs and then figure out which ones of those 20s were really good that you can put, on an album? Or would you rather just take your time and create one song at a time and then make sure that one's, as perfectly as you can get it and then move on to the next one?
There's a little bit of both.
You think so? You working on a couple of them at one time?
Is I take like segments of 3 or 4 songs and I make sure they all run concurrent with each other, which is how I'm making it into a story. And so I do that, and I keep doing that, and then when I get a whole host of them, then I break down and like take out the unnecessary stuff. Like, how
gotcha.
I'm an anime fan, I'm gonna be
you can be 100 by anything.
Filler episodes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm taking out, filler songs.
Gotcha.
So you get the whole thing, you take the filler songs out, and you got a masterpiece.
I like that.
So yeah, that's the process.
I like that, Jeff. So do you go to like Digitracks or anything, or you got your own studio set up?
I actually record with my bro Soul Child Keys. He got a real good studio set up. Shout out to Soul Child.
Shout out.
Yeah. I have been to Digitracks before. They rebranded though. They called Soundbar now.
Oh wow.
Soundbar Studios. They partnered up with Crush House.
Okay.
And J Tubbs.
Okay, because I feel you. Because my buddy Trevor Clark, he used to be out there, and he was with whenever they were still Digitracks, and I used to go up there with him, and I seen the whole process of the whole album of something coming out. It's dope. I think I like that more than the music.
It's beautiful, man.
Just, you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh yeah. It's something magical, bro.
It's crazy, man.
It is.
Especially if you just get the album and you hear the music, it's different than when you was with them. Putting it together and then you hear the end result. You like, wow, that was crazy.
Right, because whenever I was listening to because I got one of the first albums that had came out of the guy that they was, or the band that they was doing, and I was like, man, I could hear it and I remember and I could see it, and like the violinist being in his own booth and then them recording the drummer on their own and them doing all the vocals, like all of it, just all of it. You know what I mean?
It's not you just hearing the song and be like, oh, that was cool. You know,
right.
I hear that a couple times. It's when you play that song, you remembering what you saw when it was getting recorded and all that. So you like getting memories back. So it gives you a better feeling.
Right. Do you think rap music, art, any artist, music in general, will ever be able to get that experience to people? So that they can feel that whenever they listen it or watching, because you know we still do music videos, and I see sometimes, but they do the music videos of them in the studios, them always partying or clowning. That's not it. That's not. Yeah. We know that's not true, Jeff. It's time for that, but no.
When they do that, that's not really when they record it. Like, a lot of people are led to believe that. The song is already done at that point.
Right.
Now they're partying.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Do you think it will ever be a time, maybe you can steal this idea, I don't care, but like make a song or songs, but show like as the song is progressing, like how it progressed in real life, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got stuff playing right now for like some singles I'm going to do, like independent of the album, where we're going to make the beat from scratch. I'm going to rap to it a little bit. I'm going to write what I got down, and then we're going to record it and go. And then it's going to be at the end result. So it's going to be like maybe a 10-minute video showing all how we got to that point, and then the actual song.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I had a bunch of plans for that, because
you need to get a YouTube channel started when you get that, bro. I'm serious. Like, you got to get that stuff so you can. That's a damn good idea, because you could dang near do that with all the time with anything. Because if we would have had something like that when we was doing the first video, you know what I mean, that you had did, if you had something like that, because it was kind of close to that anyways, you know what I mean? Whenever I go back and watch the video sometimes, I'm like, yeah, I remember when we was goofing off and you know what I mean, certain the dead whenever we wasn't doing nothing, but I remember those spots, and it's like, if you know what I mean, even watching it, I could see, you know what I mean, like the stuff we did to create those scenes, and now like how it got edited to where it looked like today. If you do a little less editing, you know what I mean, maybe you got some. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Definitely.
I've always been, after seeing it with you and Trevor and Tracy and any of my other friends that's doing music and stuff like that, it's more interesting to me how y'all bring it together versus just the finished product. Of course, we all love the end of it to, you know what I mean, hear it or see it in its completeness, but you know what I mean, them steps to get somewhere, when you look back at them, is just as dope.
When you know somebody, you kind of want to know like their creative process, especially if you like them or you like the way their product is. So seeing that can do a lot more for you. Just like how Dunkin' Donuts, they just send their stuff in, they throw them up, warm them in the oven, and give them to you. You go to Krispy Kreme and they make them right there. You see them coming out on the belt. You know, it's a little different. So yeah,
you get that different feeling.
Yeah,
you got that home feel.
Feel like you're home.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
all right, Jeff.
That works for a lot of different things.
See, man, I'm telling you, man, a lot of cats around here. Y'all got the right mindset. I just wish y'all had the same media rocket that a lot of these jokers do, because it's just like, missing substance in the game, man.
I got a little bit of a following.
No. You got to follow them, but listen, I wish dudes in Cali knew you. I wish.
Not where it's going yet.
Right. I wish everybody knew about like you, and a lot of, you know what I mean. A lot of dudes is, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's not a lot. It's not every rapper that just said everything you were saying. You know what I mean? Not saying that they can't.
There's a lot of people popping for no reason.
Right. That's what I'm getting. Yeah. So if there was, if they will put the popping behind the people that had some substance to them, or a more reason, You know what I mean? That would be dope too, because it's a lot of dudes out here that deserve the rocket. But I know that just come with time. Y'all doing what y'all doing, man.
Yeah, I mean, when you're not rapping about like popular things or being like the most hype, it takes a little more consistency than anything. Because when you just one hit wonder, you don't need consistency. All you need is one hit.
You right.
You know, if you a real rapper like say J. Cole, like Kendrick Lamar, people like that, it took them a minute to pop because they wanted to see what was going to happen.
Wiz.
Yeah, they wanted to see what was going to happen first. So you had to put this project out. The next one got to be stronger. The next one got to be stronger. Then you need a hit single after that. And then you need the next strong project. And now you up there. Instead of just, no knock on him, Old Town Road came out. And that's really all he needed. That one hit. And now he went from college student or high school student that barely had no money. And now he's up there. So, I mean.
That's a good thing, though. That give people like. To me, that should give people like you hope. You know what I mean? That all you gotta do is just do the same. You gotta for the one time. You know what I mean? Just come out with a hit, even if it's not just because you know what I mean. You could be coming out. What I've seen a lot of the time is rappers will be just goofing off making a track, and that will be the hit. Why? We'll never know. It's just that's the hit, and they despise it. They don't think that's the hit. You know what I mean? Not that they despise it because they work, but it's just like, no, compared to this love song I made the other day, and not like it sound like a love song, but whenever I was making it, boy, I felt like I was making love to this music. Whenever I made that song, we was just joking around, bro. That wasn't even.
And then nobody liked the song you really.
Right. That's You know, so.
You know what's funny is my man 6ix9ine was doing an interview. And so, you know how his popular songs is the ones where he just screaming and just talking about all this ridiculous stuff. He got on there and was talking about how that Fifi song he did with Nicki Minaj, he was just saying random stuff. And that ended up being one of his biggest songs. So, like, it just happens that way. Sometimes.
I think it's more because that's happening more often than not. You know what I mean?
Especially now as opposed to
that's what I'm saying. That's the bad part. Now you can. I think it really started when Young Thug came out and he had that one big song. I can't remember what it's called now. He like again.
The Lifestyle. With,
Lifestyle. Yep.
Rich Homie.
Yep. Rich Homie. Yep. I think that was like 2014, 2013. Yeah.
Young Thug was on Antidote. Travis Scott too. Though.
Really? Oh yeah, he was. He was. But his
fun fact, a lot of people don't know, Young Thug is on This Is America with Childish Gambino.
Really?
They don't know that. He is the vocals in the background at the end of the song. That's Young Thug.
Wow.
And he has extensive writing credits on a lot of lyrical rappers' albums. So Young Thug, you can't take him for face value. He one of those people that sneakily talented. So I found this stuff out and it blew my mind. I was like, no way. He don't got
Well, I do know that. I know a lot of the people is writing for each other up. You know what I mean? The big timers, a lot of them.
Once you're up there, it don't really matter no more.
Right.
But you know.
Right. You need to come out with something that's good like what, every 5 years if
you
that.
You got to get up there first. So that's the
right. That's the only that's real hard part.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. It's
crazy.
The reason I'm doing my album the way I am though is because of that though. Because I'm not aiming to be no one hit wonder. Like I don't want to do that. Like I want to make music and I want it to be consistent and I want to do this for the rest of my life. So by me making a full album as opposed to just that one hit, it makes you want to buy the album because you know it all goes together. If you just get track 3 because you like that song, you ain't gonna understand it unless you heard track 2 and track 4 and track 5. Like,
see, I think you can get that following like that Tech 9 got and people like that. You know what I mean? That's obvious.
That's a dangerous man right there. He up there.
And his following is crazy. You know what I mean? He got a deep. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And it's like it's more quality of a following than a quantity. You know what I mean?
You know,
he has a huge quantity, but the quality with the quantity is crazy. It's not like you know what I mean? You got a couple fans overnight. Like he gets fans overnight, but if you look back and the herd that's behind him is serious.
If you go, that's the crazy thing too. If you go
Die
to
Hard.
say like a mainstream artist concert, like Anderson .Paak or like J. Cole, and like you might see a few people there that's like, okay, I heard your one song, that's all I know. I don't know the words and nothing else though. You go to a Tech Nine show, everybody in the crowd knows every word to every song. It's ridiculous.
And it's so many different what walks of life that like him. White, black,
everybody in the show.
Hispanic, rocker, hard country, you know what I mean? It's a lot of people that like his stuff. And it's a lot. He got a lot of haters, but he got a lot of people that like his stuff though too. And it's been for a minute because Tech Nine is an old head. Like
he in his 40s, ain't he?
Yeah, he like. Well, I'm saying music wise though, he been like just like 2 Chainz. People, you know what I mean, didn't know he was Titty Boy. You know what I mean? Like he been around for a minute, like a real minute.
And another one people don't think about unless they're on the West is E40.
Like, oh yeah, E40, he been in it. He been around a long time.
He been rapping since the '80s.
Y'all about bruh. He was before Nas and all them.
Yeah,
he was
E40 was one of the originals.
Yeah, he was
back with Ice-T.
And that's the thing, man. To bring this conversation to a loop about the Eminem thing, when we think about the dawn of rap, the beginning, you know what I mean, whenever they was spinning on boards and all types of stuff, Run DMC and everything from them up until the people now, Cardi B, whoever, like that's a lot of people. And for me just to hand off to one cat because, you know what I mean, he got a following that happens to have, you know what I mean, like we know the Caucasian culture there's a lot of them. It's a lot of white people. So that just means by now I ain't trying to be rude. I'm listening, bro. Let me just be real, everybody. Listen, I'm mixed, okay? And I've been demonstrating. Listen, I'm gonna be real. Listen, I've been discriminating against white people and black people. So whenever I go and talk about, I really don't care because I'm not even being racist. I'm just being factual. Listen, you know what I mean? I'm just being honest with you. Like it ain't got at this point in my age, ain't nothing I'm saying even remotely racist. You look at me and you see my life like, bro. No, I'm just being real with you. If Eminem was black, no, we would not even be he would be top 30. Top 30. Do you hear me? Top 30. If he was not because listen, okay, so let me clarify what I'm saying. Fan base and what you actually talking about in your raps and how good they are is 2 different things to me. You know Absolutely. What I mean? So whenever somebody come to me saying Jeff Jones is trash, and I'm like, is his music trash, or are you saying because his fan base ain't like Drake's, he's trash?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So at the end of the day, when we throw out all these weird stereotypes and we view everybody the same and it's just left up to the music, if nobody could ever put a face on Eminem, you know what I mean, and we put him all rappers, he would still be great. But he ain't in top 5, and I just sorry I can't because that means
I don't even have him in my top 10 right now.
I don't either.
He in my top 15.
I don't either. But respectfully, I will put him there because being that color is an issue, and especially during his time, he did groundbreaking ass shit.
Right.
And I got to get that to him.
Absolutely.
I cannot take away his credentials,
Absolutely.
but I cannot take away the stuff the greats did before him just because I need to push and pull or appease the conversation. Mm-hmm. I can't. In order to put, this is my thing. It's just like in basketball. In order for me to put LeBron James on the list, who do you want me to take off the list?
Right.
Who you want me to take off? And then we can talk about it, and then I'll let you know if I can take it off. You know what I mean? I'm not just going to do it just because you're going to throw a hissy fit about it.
Right.
Listen, I'm not going to tell you LeBron is better than Jordan when he not. I'm not sipping that community Kool-Aid, bruh. You hear me? You know how last time them jokers drank community Kool-Aid, they all died on that island, bruh.
Where it's at, though, like especially with LeBron and Jordan, people are taking outside things into account now. Because you look at Jordan in basketball, unmatched. There's no one has ever matched him on that court.
But do you see what they got to do? And that's what I kill them in the argument.
Yeah,
when you got to bring in other stuff, I'm not even talking no more. Yeah. Because now you want me to sit here and say that I've ever had a problem with LeBron James, the man. And I never have.
That's exactly what
you know what I mean? You trying to make a narrative or try to create some little weird little argument here, and I'm not going for that. I'm talking strictly basketball because one year, it was the year he got smacked by the Warriors the first time. The first time, and there was like the LeBron Warriors was out the next day. Yeah, we gonna say this and that, but he put kids through college. He created a school. He did he the greatest philanthropist out there after D Wade. You got that right.
Absolutely, what he did with that school is
right.
You can't hate on that.
Right.
You can't hate on that.
But we not talking about right. We not talking right.
That don't got nothing to do with his jump shot.
Right.
That's not what we talking about.
Man, listen. When they was building them bricks in mortar, was they thinking about LeBron jump shot? No.
Thinking about his paycheck.
No. Right.
That's it.
Was nobody taking account? Yeah, some of his little whack jump shot got him that money, but they ain't the only thing that got him that money now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm not hating him. I love everything that he do, but when we go on that hardwood, when we start talking about, you know what I mean, in between them black lines. Right. Or white, depending on where you at.
It's different.
That's a whole different other conversation. I would highly appreciate when people will stop with the Eminem and the LeBron and the Drake stuff. And like everybody need to stop living in this weird moment in time. Like I just feel like after 2014 and 15, when it comes to a lot of stuff, we forgot the history.
Right.
Like we just push it aside. And I don't even think it's because that's what we do, because there's still a lot of old heads out here. Still people that lived in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Right. But when it comes to a lot of stuff, we just acting like history don't even matter no more. Mm-hmm. Not even to learn from it, to avoid it, to just talk about it. You know what I mean? When we bring let me just say it real quick. When we bring up the Heat, let me just say this. When we bring up the Heat of 06, they always say Shaq was the best player on that team, and D Wade had Shaq. When we look at the records, the second leading scorer on that team was Antoine Walker. Floor is yours. Right. I'm going to just leave it at that.
On that spot, 06 Wade was one of the best players that sports have ever seen. Period. There's no one, you can't say nothing else about that. Like, if you tried to, you didn't watch it. That's what I'm going to say. But as far as how people forget history and this and that when it comes to things in popular culture and entertainment, I think it's really got to do with this new culture, and the younger people are starting to come up now. They're starting to have more of an opinion that matters, and that whole out of sight, out of mind thing is going on. So you look at LeBron right now playing, and you see him right now, he's the greatest. You look at Kawhi Leonard right now, LeBron is out the playoffs. Okay, he's the greatest. Oh wait, KD
prisoner
came back.
Of the moment.
Yeah. KD came back, he's the greatest. Oh, Steph had 47, he's the greatest. Like, they can't decide.
I don't like that. Yeah. That's weird to me.
Yeah.
Because you know why that's weird to me? Because who was was it Jamal Crawford? No. One of the it was Derrick Rose. 55 this year, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Then he had that 55 point. Yeah. What did he do for the rest of the year? He had a couple 30-pointers. And then he has some 20-point games.
I think he averaged around 19 for the year.
But that was dope. But what I'm saying is that for him, after that, he was off, yeah, and that's fine though. But the thing is like how people was hyping it up the next day, like D Rose is back, and I'm like, bro,
he's not back. He just tapped into D Rose real quick.
I don't think he ever stopped being D Rose. I just think he always had a monitor being D Rose. Yeah. To be honest, I think. Listen, they did a medical report on him after his second injury. So when he originally tore his knee up in the playoffs, and next year he came back at the end, and he had got re-injured immediately because he was working out so much one leg that he didn't do the other one.
And that one got
it. But they said the biggest problem is that D Rose, the movements he was doing with his body, his physical body could not handle them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Look at his cuts. Who can do that? This man's cutting like an NFL running back.
Right. And that's crazy to me. And I hear that because it's like when you get a certain size, like my size, like I should not be trying to do crossover into a spin move. And then reverse, you know what I mean? Reverse the other way to
do
put
all
it.
The hard cuts,
yeah. Because
that's a lot of strain.
It's a lot.
Knees. Yeah. So,
and he was doing it every game. Every play. Right. Every play. Offense and defense.
Yeah.
For all that year.
So, I mean, you got to understand when he get hurt that That's a possibility. But then again, you look at people like Russell Westbrook, and he lasted a while before he actually got hurt.
Yeah.
And then he came back, and he's pretty much the same player. So, I mean, some people will work differently.
How you feel about the Westbrook thing? Because
he don't get enough credit to me.
I
don't think so.
You don't think so?
Nah. People like to downplay him and say, well, he averaged a triple-double 3 years in a row, but he's not efficient. I was like, okay, well, a lot of people you look at not efficient. The only two efficient GOATs we ever had was Jordan and LeBron. That's it. Everybody else wasn't super efficient. They was in the 40 to almost 50% range. That's where stars shoot at. That's where guards shoot. Like, you 6'3", you're not supposed to be shooting 50%. That's
a center's job.
That's unheard of. Yeah. You shooting 50% as a point guard, you ridiculous. So
that's true.
Yeah. So people don't give him enough credit because this man is getting more rebounds than most people in the league, and he's 6'3" in shoes. Like, that's ridiculous to me. Like, this man's a couple inches taller than me, getting boards over people like KD and all that. So, I mean,
Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, like, this man is getting in there and getting down and dirty with the big man. Like,
but
he's hooping.
They are giving him some rebounds. Like two
or 3 a game. They might give him here and there, but you got to think smart, though.
He's still fighting. Now, hold on. I'm not ever going to say Russell Westbrook ain't a fighter. And he obviously the hardest player. Like, he plays the hardest out of everybody. And that's evident. Like, if you watching the games, you blind. You Stevie Wondering them because it's easy to tell who the hardest working player out there on both ends of the floor is every time. He never
stop moving.
But I don't know why I don't think he ever gonna win a title, and now I think that's sad.
It depends. I mean, he might get it like he might do the Gary Payton. And
you think so? At the end,
like play hard for his team and then go play for a competitor for a couple years and make it. You know, like a lot of people do that. But then again, OKC might make some moves. You know, if he can keep Paul George and get another solid player, they can do something.
Who they gonna get though? Because they roster is like I have never liked OKC's roster. I'm talking about whenever they had James Harden and KD, because other than them three, everybody else was always, you know what I mean, they had good utility pieces, you know what I mean, that somebody could come in this game and give them a lift, and it wasn't always the same person. But you can't win that way. We all know you can't win that way. And they know they couldn't win that way. And then they gradually, listen, any fool on the planet going to tell me that you keeping Serge Ibaka over James Harden, I'm slapping you twice. I don't care. I'm slapping you twice. You know how many big men is out here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, listen, I love Ibaka. I love him.
Wow.
I love him. But listen, who you want more on your team, Serge Ibaka or Marc Gasol?
Marc Gasol.
Okay. Definitely. So we can get a big man. Why y'all acting like this is hard? This ain't the 80s. Big man is growing on trees, man. It's not
now. Oh. Yeah, that was wild to me. They got rid of James Harden over Ibaka. It was crazy. Because, I mean, ask the Raptors who they rather have right now. Who y'all rather have on your team right now? We'll take Ibaka and give you Harden right now for the rest of the series. They'd jump on that.
At the time, though, he had one bad moment or series, and I was against the Heat in the finals. Other than that,
it's D-Wade.
And it was a young James Harden.
He wasn't supposed to have a good game.
Right. They was, and after that, I'm sorry, I'm not putting the weight of my teams on no big dude no more. Not even AD. Because we seen it with AD, and I was on the bench. Right. Listen, I got old posts from when he got drafted saying AD gonna be the next great big man. I'm telling you from my timeline shares.
That was evident,
bro. Even with him doing at the peak of his powers, he's still not getting his teams to the playoffs, except for that one time.
He has a squad too, so no excuses.
And they running it through him.
Good bench. He got good guards. He got support. He never did nothing with him. So. But if you think about
impact,
ain't no big man taking their team all the way no more.
No.
It's either a 2 or a 3.
It's not the 80s or the 90s, bro.
Yeah.
Last person to do that was Shaq.
Period.
You know what I mean?
And Shaq couldn't do it by himself.
Nope. He needed Kobe.
Yeah.
And what'd he say? The others. He called them the others. Robert Horry and all Fisher, Fox.
Fisher,
all of them. He needed all of them. It wasn't, you know what I mean? Because he knew he was getting double and getting sent to the foul line in the other time. You know what I mean? Of course, he going to get his points in because it's Shaq. But he knew it was gonna be harder if it was just him.
But yeah,
he couldn't do it in Orlando. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the point I make all the time. People say, "Oh, he carried Kobe." Well, did he carry Penny? What happened there?
Right.
You know.
And he say if Penny didn't get injured, he would have been like number 2, number 3 best shooting guard ever. Dang it.
Penny would have been nice if he didn't get hurt.
He would have, but I don't think he would have even been better than T-Mac. And I got to be real, because T-Mac was a killer. T-Mac, can we all take a moment and be real about T-Mac before he got injured? And Grant Hill?
He Hall of Fame now, so we ain't got to even argue that no more.
Well, right, but we know he would have got a ring. I think T-Mac would have got 1 ring or been to a finals. Bro.
If that Rockets team would have put together their bench right, they would have been there.
It was Yao getting hurt, man.
Yeah.
And then all they had was him and Battier.
Yeah.
For years, it was just him and Battier.
Then, what's his name? Franchise just left the league randomly, and he disappeared. Like Steve Francis, your starting point guard, he gone. I look around like he ain't even in the league no more. What happened to him?
I used to tear people up with Steve Francis on NBA Live 05.
Yeah, he was dangerous.
I think I was telling her about it, bro. NBA Live was Steve Francis and Catino Mobley, boy.
Yeah.
Catino Mobley, whoa. He was the hitter. He would hit them threes. That was my stuff.
You had that old Clippers team. You was doing
man.
Had Mobley, Maggette, and Lamar Odom all at the same time. It was hooping.
That's my favorite 6-man ever. Lamar Odom.
Through
the crack. You hear me? I don't care. Listen, Stephen A. in the crack, bro. I don't care. Lamar Odom was that man, bro, on the Heat, the Lakers, the Clippers, even when he went to the Mavericks.
Was he doing drugs the whole time in the league?
No. He wasn't. That didn't happen until the end, and he got looped in with the Kardashians, and then he was also with his pops more than. He was around his pops a lot more than, and he was giving his pops spending money to go do that stuff.
I'll never be rich enough to go that far. I don't care how much I make. I'm good.
I wouldn't want to do that. If I had that much money, bro, right. I got a lot of other things I want to do than go back to the hood and buy a bag of crack.
Yeah, I'm straight, bro.
I'm cool. I've been there, done that. I ain't like not doing it, but I've been around that game. I see how that go. I'm cool.
I'm straight, bro. Like I can do that now.
Right.
Like what? To do that.
I'm right. Come on now. I'm having more. You know, I got more access to do it now. Being that ain't nobody gonna know I did it. Versus whenever I get rich and famous and people like, oh yeah, such a they still talking about it.
Like, oh yeah, this 7'4" who came and bought a bag off you. Like,
right.
Don't forget you.
We still talking about Lamar Odom and that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not good, man.
Yeah.
You gotta say no to drugs, Jeff. Only you can prevent that stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely drug free. 26 years of running.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I did a little bit of blow before we started, but I gotta take the edge off somehow, Jeff. Damn it. I had greatness coming in. I couldn't be stumbling over my senses.
Man, I don't judge nobody, man.
Ain't nobody do that, bro.
I just do me, man.
I ain't got time for that, bro. All right, well, we're going to wrap this up, Jeff. I appreciate you coming out, man.
Oh, yeah.
Real talk. Bro. Yeah, we're going to get you on here again one day, maybe when you get your album out or even before then, get you when you get shows, something, even if you just want to come on and talk. It's good to see you, bro. I really expect and hope that I know that the way you going now, you got to figure it out. You just got to stay that course, and that's just a road for the tough, and you tough. I know you a tough son of a bitch, bruh. I know that. And not the type of female dog bitch. Like, you a hard, you know what I mean? You've been tested and tried, you know what I mean? And ain't nothing left for you. Just keep building what you was doing, like you was saying. Once you put this mug out, you already know what to do. You already got it all. Oh, yeah. You got the plan figured out. Just about executing it now. We in the game now. Mm-hmm. I feel you. Appreciate you coming on, brother.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Good looking, man. All right, y'all.